In the world of art, you've got names that just echo through centuries, right? But what if one of the greatest masters of all time just vanished? Today, we're diving into the mystery of Johannes Vermeer and asking a pretty wild question. How could a true genius get completely forgotten by history?
I mean, that's really the heart of it, isn't it? How does a painter, with what feels like almost supernatural talent, just get erased from the history books for nearly 200 years? It seems impossible, but it happened.
So to even begin to unravel this enigma, you first have to understand just how incredible this guy's talent was. He wasn't just another painter, he had this amazing title, the Master of Light.
And he earned that name. He had this uncanny, almost magical ability to paint natural daylight. Just think about his most famous work, Girl with the Pearl Earring. The way the light catches her face, that soft glint in her eye, the shimmer on the pearl. It feels so real, like you could actually be in the room with her. His control of light was just on another level.
Now you might be picturing this international art world celebrity, right? Someone with kings and queens as patrons. But no, the man behind these masterpieces lived a remarkably quiet life, pretty much all in one small Dutch city.
Vermeer was born in Delft back in 1632. And get this, he basically spent his entire life there. His world, and by extension his art, was incredibly focused. He wasn't painting giant historical battles or grand myths. No, he found magic in these quiet, everyday moments inside a home, often showing women just lost in thought, reading a letter or playing a piece of music.
Okay, and this is where the mystery really starts to kick in. For a painter of this caliber, you'd expect to see a massive collection of work, right? But with Vermeer, it's the total opposite. It's an astonishing rarity.
36. That's it. At most, we only know of 36 authenticated paintings by Johannes Vermeer. Just let that number sink in. 36 paintings for an entire lifetime's work. It's wild.
And just to put that into perspective, guys like Rembrandt or Rubens, his contemporaries, they were cranking out hundreds, sometimes thousands of paintings for an international crowd. And then you've got Vermeer creating this tiny, perfect little collection in his quiet hometown. So the question becomes, why so few?
That question leads us right to the next piece of this puzzle, the secrets of his studio. How in the world did he create such perfection, and what was he doing that took up so much time?
Well, one huge clue is his obsession with quality over quantity. He loved using ultramarine, this incredibly deep blue pigment made from grinding up a semi-precious stone. In the 17th century, this stuff was literally more expensive than gold. So he was sparing no expense for his art, which you can bet slowed him down.
So, okay, he's using the absolute best materials, but that still doesn't fully explain the breathtaking, almost photorealistic accuracy of his work. I mean, how did he do it? His paintings look less like they were painted and more like they were captured.
And that leads us to the biggest theory out there, that Vermeer had a secret weapon called the camera obscura. This was an early optical device, kind of like a precursor to the modern camera that projects an image onto a screen. It would have let him trace light, shadow, and perspective with a precision that was pretty much impossible for the naked eye.
So, what we have is a perfectionist, probably using cutting-edge tech to create these incredibly rare masterpieces. You'd think his legacy would be totally secure. But this is where the story takes a really tragic turn, and he becomes the lost master.
For all his incredible artistic genius, Vermeer was not a commercial success at all. He died in debt in 1675, leaving his large family in complete financial ruin. It's just this heartbreaking contrast. The man who created priceless beauty died absolutely penniless. And after he died, his name just faded away. Poof. For almost 200 years, the art world basically forgot Johannes Vermeer even existed. His few paintings were often sold off and even credited to other, more famous artists.
But thankfully, that is not where this story ends. After centuries of being stuck in the shadows, a rediscovery began, and that led to the incredible modern fame Vermeer has today.
Today, that tiny collection of 36 paintings, they're considered some of the most precious works of art on the planet. They are priceless global treasures, the star attractions at the world's best museums like the Mauritshuis and the Rijksmuseum. The man who died in debt created a legacy that is truly beyond any monetary value.
When you boil it all down, it comes to this. Vermeer was a genius who was nearly lost to time, a master of light who was finally rediscovered from the shadows. His story is just this incredible tale of loss and eventually reclamation. And that leaves us with one final fascinating thought to chew on. If a master of Vermeer's caliber could be completely forgotten for 2 whole centuries, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other forgotten geniuses are still out there, just waiting in the shadows for their moment of rediscovery?